Welcome to 2 p.m. Africa Guided Business Games presentation. Utai Olokani, maintain moderator for batch 1. I just want to welcome you all. First and foremost, I just want to give a heads up to the mentors in the building. If you can kindly unmute your microphone before we commence the presentation for tonight. I'll start with Mentor Tombikona.
Attendance more call me. I do.
Mentor Nyama, you can unmute your microphone. Seems that Mentor. If you can all hear me, would you kindly rate my sound projection from 1 up to 10? If you can all hear me, would you kindly show me what?
Yes.
Would you kindly type in the chat box?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. If mentors can hear me, fellow mentors, Mentor Tombikona, can you hear me? Mentor Nyama, you can say something before we start the class, before we start the presentation for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Guys, today marks our last day in Guider School. I'm Nyama, mentor for batch 113. I would like to congratulate everyone for the hard work, the commitment they have shown, and most especially I would like to say a big thank you to batch 113. You guys have been awesome. My fellow mentors really enjoyed watching the way you worked as a team, and I believe you will be very good guiders. All the best to all the other batches. Yes, let's get the game rolling. Thank you.
Mentor, brother. Okay, it seems that she's also having network issues. Go to Mentor Ivan. Mr. Ivan, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, we can, Ivan. We can hear you loud and clear.
Unmuted.
Guys, sorry about I apologize for my network projection. It's up and down. If you can hear me now, would you kindly show me the plus sign? If you can hear me now, would you kindly show me the plus sign? If you can hear me now. If you can hear me, would you kindly show me the plus sign? Thank you. Thank you. So as I was saying, I want to have the names of each and every batch representative, each and every batch representative for batch 111. Can I have the presenters for batch 111 before we start? Thank you all for your feedback. Thank you. Okay. Can I have the names for batch 111 representatives? Batch 111. Batch 111 representatives. Okay, can I have batch?
Tabang, I'm here.
Okay, Tabang. Do you have a link to your document? Do you have a link for batch 111 document so that we can share with everyone here? Tapang.
Yeah, I'll try to look for it. Yeah, I'll try to look for it now.
Okay, who else is going to represent with you tonight? Who else is going to represent with you tonight? From batch 111, are you going to represent all by yourself?
I think so, because no one is responding messages, and on Skype no one is saying anything, because I did ask them to take over because I'm also having network problems. So I'll just take over by myself, it's fine.
Okay, thank you, Tapang. Okay, while we're waiting for you to get your document and everything in order, do we have anyone from batch 112? Anyone from batch 112? Any representatives or any participant from batch 112? Okay, I will take that as a no. Can I have batch 113? Representatives for batch 113? Any presenters or representative for batch 113? Okay, we have Emeka. Who else? Emeka. Who else for batch 113? Are you going to represent on your own, Emeka?
Emeka is here.
Okay, thank you, Emeka. And Rose. Rose and Yusuf. Okay.
No, we are three.
You are three. Can I kindly have your
Hello?
We have
Rose is here.
presenters.
Okay.
We have three presenters. There's Emeka.
Okay, would you kindly share the
Let's just go with one. Batch 111. Yeah, okay, lovely. Guys, so can we start? Is it Emeka?
Okay.
Is Emeka going to? Unmuted.
Okay.
Great, guys. You can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Sorry, wait, Mr. Kutaya, are you okay? We can start. We can go with it.
Okay. Sorry about my network. It's been up and down.
I think he
but
is having network issues.
I'm back now. Can you hear me?
Emeka, you can start. I think that would be fine. Nyama, are you okay with that? Okay.
I think I started.
Can you guys hear me?
Nyama, you were saying?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. I kinda missed the link for 113.
We can
113.
hear you now.
Batch 113 is all sorted and ready, is it?
No.
We can start with batch 113.
We can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Can we have batch 113? The document, is it? Can I have the document for batch 113? Then you can start. Batch 113, then you can start. Please note that you will not be reading the whole document. You'll be summarizing it. You just summarize what you came up with when we were doing the business games. You just summarize what's on your document. That's what we want to hear. You have at least 15 to 20 minutes to present the whole document. Batch 113. Who's going to go first? Thank you. Thank you, Thompson. Thank you, Emeka. I've just got your document now. You're going to have 15 to 20 minutes to present the whole document. Who's going to start first? Batch 113. Batch 113.
Hello, I'm here. Emeka.
Okay, Emeka, would you kindly start with your presentation? You have 15 minutes. Would you kindly start now?
Yeah, Emeka is on the line. Okay. Good day, everyone. Our amiable mentors and all prospective guiders. This is batch 113. Representing batch 113 are Emeka Obodo, Tunde Thompson, and Alice. Alice. So I'm starting with tax 1 to 3. My other team members will do justice to the rest. Tax 1. You have received all information needed in order to become managers or leaders in the MMM global community. Now, you have an important task. Enter into a new country and develop MMM global there. This new country will be Nigeria. As a starting resources, you have internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, $5,000. Within an hour, you have to develop a plan of action for a week. You must specify the number of registrations and contributions you will achieve over this period. So looking at Nigeria as a nation and the resources at hand, we chose to, first of all, assuming we are given a team of 12 members, we chose to split ourselves into 3. And first of all, go into the three main states holding the country's economy, which is the capital city, FCT Abuja, Lagos State, which is the commercial hub of the state of the country, and Port Harcourt, which represents the rich oil resources of the nation. So can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay.
We can hear you.
As we know, Nigeria is in West African. It's a West African country. with a population of over 180 million people, with 30 states, and the first thing we will do is.
Emeka, sorry about that. Can we have everyone else who's not present?
Hello. We'll sit down first and draw up our budget and plan on line of action.
Anyone else who's not presenting, would you kindly connect via the live broadcast? Would you kindly connect via the live broadcast? Anyone else who's not presenting, would you kindly leave the meeting and connect via the live broadcast? Sorry about the hold up, Emeka. Anyone else who's not presenting, would you kindly connect via the live broadcast in your Skype, posted by mentors in your Skype batch groups? Anyone else who's not presenting tonight, would you kindly connect via the live broadcast posted in your Skype chat? Thank you. Kindly exit the GoToMeeting and connect via the live broadcast. You just connect via your Facebook, log in via your Facebook account, then you are set. You don't need to download anything, just connect via your Facebook page, Facebook account, then you are set. Okay, Emeka, you can go on. Emeka, you can go on. Sorry for the hold up. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll split our team into 3 main teams and send the 3 teams into the 3 different states. And these teams, when they get there, firstly we'll start and we drew the budget using the resources at hand, and we chose to use 6 venues, while 2 members represent the team in a particular local government. We're going to select 2 different local governments per state, and we'll represent ourselves there. And then we're going to have a venue, 6 venues where the seminar will be going on concurrently, and the cost is there. We'll print our banners and stickers with the cost. The hotel accommodations and the feeding, we drew everything there, the transport and the flights, everything. So after that, we'll develop the MMM Nigerian website and the social media, and we'll launch our campaign, especially on Facebook, and sponsor the ads. When we sponsor the ad, that it will actually go a long way. Then we'll sponsor the ad to let people know about what is happening, and let the youth especially be aware. Then we'll print our souvenirs, print everything, get everything ready. Then on the 2nd day, on day 3 to 5, we're going to be organizing the seminar. We're going to start the seminar in the 6 chosen local governments representing the nation, and where we will teach the people the ideology of MMM, how MMM works, the rules of MMM, the risk involved, the benefits, and the bonuses that are inherent when they provide help. Then we'll teach them to register and link their accounts and how to provide and get help. So when we are doing that, we'll be expecting at least within the 3 days interval to register about 125 participants per venue. And if we do that, it's going to take us to 750 participants registered within the 3 days that we'll be holding our seminar. And if that happens, and we expect that out of the people registered, about 400 of them will provide help, with an average of $100, an average contribution to the community of $100. So when that is done, we introduce MMM ideology equally to them during that time. When they register on the 6th day, after the massive seminars in different local governments chosen, we're going to continue the registration and take into the tertiary institutions where we'll be meeting with student representatives. We're going to preach the ideology to them and recruit them into MMM and tell them the need to join MMM, to join the community of people providing help and equal. And at the end of nothing less than 400 participants added to the community with about 150 deposits using our average of $100 per deposit. So it's going to give us about 15,000 US dollars. And if we put the values together, we put total register together and total that have made deposits, we should be able to get like 550 registered participants, out of which 550 registered participants that will provide help, and that will amount to 55,000 USD. So that will conclude tax 1. With it, we have learned some lessons. We have known our weaknesses, and we have made amendments on how to improve on the past experience. Tax 2. A week has passed. The average contribution to the structure is around 100 USD. Under the regulations of MMM Global, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participant payments, starting with the first participant. Your task is to calculate how many new members and contribution you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payments to the older participants. It is necessary to write down your plan of action for the next 3 weeks. Under the above conditions stated, point out what resources you need and how you are going to use them. The number of new participants and money raised during this period, what extra costs will you have, and how to attract them. So on that, we are told from the tax that we have an average of 100 donations to the community. So from our first tax, we're able to come up with the fact that we have 550 participants who have made donations into the community, and calculating based on these 550 participants, if we check 30% of their contribution, which is 30% of 55,000 US dollars, we'll be having 6,500 US dollars as added rewards to the contribution made to the community, and we'll be having $20 registration bonus to be given to them as they have made payments above $50. So if we calculate the two, the referral bonus the registration bonus is going to be 11,000 US dollars, and if we add it with the growth, it will give us 27,500 US dollars. This is the amount of contribution that we need in order to pay old participants their growth and their bonuses. So if we break it down, we're going to be at an average of 100 US dollars. We're going to be having to we need to recruit 275 new depositors for the next 3 weeks to enable payment of older participants. So on that note, what we need to do is that that we say that we need to encourage older participants who are already registered to provide help, those who have not provided help before, and those who have provided help, we still encourage them to provide help into the community so that money will keep flowing in and out of the community. And on this same time, in order to sustain the growth that we're anticipating, we need to be training like 100 managers for the participants on how to build their own team and how to attract new members, and we'll tell them the benefits and bonuses that are attached to them. And we encourage referral activities. We encourage participants to share growth of Mavro on social media platforms so that people will see that this actually is a real thing that have come to stay. And we hold online conferences and seminars. We are going to be creating WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups where we'll be educating our participants on what they need to do to keep the system running and to impart more on the ideology so that they will understand that this is a community that have come to help all of us and not just one particular set of people. And on that note again, we'll be training support personnel to establish low-cost online support and offline support for complaints on of participants, because that will give them a sense of belonging and participation and give them more confidence. And by that, we'll still be needing, because we'll still be needing some resources. We need accommodation, cost of 30 USD. We'll transport ourselves. We'll keep transporting for that period of 3 weeks. And if we sum up the total resources that we'll be needing, it comes to $33,000 US. And with that, we'll sit again to check if we have met our target. If we did, we'll be able to know what we did right. If we could not be able, we should know what we still need to do in order to carry on with the task. So we'll move over to task number 3. A month has passed. You're a 100 manager. The same plan for another month on the basis of the results of previous calculation, taking into account the dynamics of growth, the number of new participants, and contribution for the next 4 weeks. So just like the previous ones, at the end of 1 month, the other month, we had 550 plus 275 ceteris paribus, all things being equal, assuming we met our targets with an average of 100 impressions. So we'll have $82,500 US, growth rate of $30 per month. We'll have $24,750 US, registration bonus of $20 for the 275. We'll have 5,500 and 10% referral bonus to be given to the participants that have recruited these 275 new participants. We'll have $2,750 US, and the total amount required to pay older participants will stand at $33,000, including their initial deposit, with an average of $100 deposited into the system, into the community. We require at least 330 new depositors for the next 1 month to enable older participants to get their contribution and their reward. So we will still encourage older participants who have received help to provide help, not just to take the help receipt and leave the community. We still, the managers trained earlier are encouraged to attract at least 4 members to their team. This will enable us to if they meet up with this target, we should be having about 400 new participants who will be added to the community, and this number will bring funds into the community and enable the community to keep running smoothly. And the extra cost that will be needed is $500 for each 100 managers, so that we'll be able to mobilize them so that they can go to other places, other local government within the state that we have not covered, and actually take them into the ideology that have been impacted upon them, and recruit them and encourage them to join the community and provide help and receive the rewards attached. So the resources that we'll be needing will stand at an average of $50,000 after tax 4, after tax 3. So we'll still sit down and do checks and balances to see if we are actually able to meet up with our targets and find a way forward. On this note, I would like to invite a co-team member, Mr. Tunde, to continue with tax 3, to continue with tax 4 and 5. When it's done, Rose will take us with tax 6. No, sorry, I'm going to invite Rose to take tax 4 and 5, while Tunde will take 6 and 7. Thank you. Over to you, Rose.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Rose Abichi, and I believe you all are hearing me. I'm still standing on behalf of batch 113, and I'm going to be taking the tax 4 and 5. My colleague Emeka has done a wonderful work and the foundation of the whole thing. What we are looking at is what will happen in tax 3 and 5. A lot in tax 1, 2, 3, but things still need to be working out the way it should be. And we all know what the ideology of MMM is all about. So tax 4 now said, after 2 months, you have the number of participants and contribution, which you calculated earlier. Now you could calculate what you need to organize within the community. Important note, 50,000 US is given only once. Later on, you should use the free resources from the community. We have only 40 minutes to do that, and we've done that already. Here is just the summary of the whole thing in tax 4. We've done all we should do, tax 1, 2, 3, and things didn't turn out the way we wanted to turn out. What are we going to do? We make a plan of action needed. Now the MMM people will already have people, members in the community that are doing well, participants. We've told them what the ideology of MMM is all about, how to go about registration, how to be hedged and to hedge. A lot of people has known about MMM. The news has spread abroad. So because we've not really gotten our target, we want to do something extra in order to make this target. We have people already that are stand by to talk about MMM. Because we have our uniform, our t-shirt on, and the match is going on, they are wondering, expect those people that are here to watch us or to look at what we are actually doing, the reason why we are doing what we're doing. Then we communicate what MMM is all about to them, how to go about it, and right there in the field, we still register people because they've heard about it, and they're waiting for now. They're seeing us live and direct, no longer on social media, no longer just on the radios, on any other thing, but here we are live and direct, and so we talk to them more about it, we register more about it, because our goal is to achieve the 75% of MMM registration down for which we are trying to meet up. So after that, we can also take advantage of the realization centers like where people are relaxed and do a lot of things, drinking during holiday. Obviously, they meet for the ceremony. We can market MMM to them, talk to them about MMM, because we are now one of them. We drink with them, we talk to them about it, and we have our devices right there with our videos that are making, because we have testimonies already, because we've stayed a month in the system. We register them, we let them understand, we take advantage of the holiday. We are part of the holiday too, so we go to where the events are happening. We talk to them about MMM. We celebrate with them, we let them know we are part of them, and the reason why they should join MMM. We take advantage of the event that was going on at that particular point, the holiday time. So after that, we do too, because we are on holiday and banks are not working, and people were like, I don't have cash, or I can actually go to the bank. We encourage them or using their banking, and at the end of the day, we find out that the holiday won't actually affect us like when we are doing nothing. So the resources we actually need is to use the social media and the videos that we've recorded about MMM. We use our offline presentation needed. We use it. We use the offline presentation that we make. Then we can organize places. We organize meetings, seminars, and every other thing, so people can actually use it. Like we said, we use the realization centers where people sit, like beer parlor and every other thing. We use our banners and flyers during that football match. So we have things we can use to make people know MMM is in town, and we are real. We're not just ghosts. We're not just online. We are human beings. We are physical. Here we are. We are making things happening. So we use everything required. These are the resources we are going to use to make sure we talk to people about MMM and get them into the system and help them to achieve and see that this thing really work. It's not just a talking something or something that people scam, but it's something real, and the people are here. We are MMM. Put hands together to make it do in tax 4. But eventually, after doing tax 4 and things didn't turn out the way we planned, tax 5 now comes in, which says, despite the fact that the plan worked out, you did not have enough new registration and new contribution to cover the cost of the current contributions. Moreover, you have a reduction of the amount of contribution, which falls to 20% down, minus 20%. So what are we going to do to analyze the plan of action in this situation? What are the resources? How many participants, contribution, etc. needed to get the situation resolved? Is it due to lack of funds? There are delays in payment. The participants saying that neither making their own contribution, not for the next 1 month. What solution will you provide, and what action will you actually take? State the amount of provided help and registration that are expected in this month. Thank you. So this one, now look at it. We've had plan presentation. The action, we conduct offline event presentation and impart MMM ideology, because once they get the ideology of MMM, it's easy to penetrate into their hearts and let them know what actually is the truth about MMM that is real. Then the number of targets we need people to register is like 1,000. So targets plus participants, $100. So the total amount will rise to $100 times 100, as in $1,000 times $100, which is equal to $100 new members. That's what we've got. That's the target we're looking at. If we can do our job very well, definitely we'll get to this point we are looking at. And the point is that we train and guide active members on how to invite new members. We don't just register them and without letting them know how to do it. We train them, we organize seminars, we talk to them one-on-one, we meet them, our bulk SMS, we do a lot of things to make sure that people, every home gets to hear about MMM. We go to schools, then we promote MMM in schools. We can organize a show in schools and let people see. Once they come to us to know what's happening. We talk to them about them. I get them to register. That's how to get those 1,000 people we are looking at. Then we encourage our participants to provide more help than get helpers, because we are trying to build this community. Yet it's building it to come to a particular point we want it to be. We ask them to provide more help than just get help. And we encourage them to make more of provide help than get help too. With all those things put in place, I think we'll be able to achieve our target and our aim. Then at the end of everything, these are the things we've put together to see that everything works and we get to the point we're going to get to. We're knowing that challenges are everywhere. Are you saying, is anybody talking?
Business. No.
So knowing that we know that challenges are everywhere. So, and these are like a growing company. And we know that we're passing through. And my colleague is going to handle the remaining one. Hello? So from here now, I have to let my colleague to handle the remaining, the 6 and the 7, which is the last one. Hello?
Thank you very much, Rose.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hi, Rose. Thank you
from
so
here.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys, can we just allow, thanks, Rose. Guys, can we just allow the presenters to speak and, unmute? Thank you, Eka, for the first presentation. But whoever needs to take over, please, if you can unmute yourself, and the rest, if you can please unmute yourself, because it's sounding very distorted. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm on the line. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, go on, we can hear you.
All right, good evening. Despite all the efforts that we put in place and we worked so hard, but things are not going the way we expected things to go. That now leads us to the tax 6. During this one delay in payment increased to 7 days, referral activity almost reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contributions. In virtue of this situation, a pause mode is implemented in which all the Magros are and will be available for withdrawal when the situation will right itself. New contributions grow as per old condition. Make your plan of action for another month. Then what's going to be our plan of action this time around? Because we've looked at how things are going, that was what initiated the initiated pause mode being implemented. Pause mode was implemented in order to reduce the amount of to reduce the growth rate of the Magro, so that our provide help will be able to overshoot our the get help. The action in place now that are going to put in place in order to make this pause mode to be of to be fruitful will be as follows. Participants are taught how pause mode work. We are going to teach our participants how pause mode work, and the old Magro can be exchanged at a floating ratio. Even installation payments can even be made, in the sense that any person that wants to get help, instead of getting, let's say somebody wants to get help for 120,000 naira, 25% of the 120,000 naira can be paid to the person at a given point in time, not the 120 US dollars being paid at the same time. And participants, we as the guide that have been trained to be in the society, we endeavor to make sure that we teach our downliners and also other participants that they should not worry and avoid anything that will bring about panic. And also the things we make them to rebuild their trust and keep going. But meanwhile, we must be honest and be transparent in whatever we are doing. But if peradventure after the first mode, all our efforts was of no avail, then that now leads us to task 7. Despite your efforts have been insufficient to reverse the situation, a restart took place. All the old macros are removed. We start to work from the beginning. Serious negative impacts of the members and unfavorable responses. 1 or 2 negative articles in the mass media, and you have to make a fresh start in such conditions. A plan of action under specified condition for a month. So what are we now going to do in this situation? We've all tried our best, starting from the day 1 to this point in time, and everything is of no avail, resulting for the system to be restarted. What are we now going to do? We are now going to let the participants know that we remind the participants that, of course, we participating in this community, in this great community, we are also taking risk, and there are no guarantees and there are no promises. And the restart of a thing should not just be a big deal, because we've already let our members know initially what they are getting into and the risk involved. By the way, every provide help was on a free will, and it was a donation. Whoever that makes any donation would not be expecting his or her money back, and that MMM is not an investment. Now, trying to convince new set of people to join the restart is not the right step to take, because we are the old guiders or the old members that have been in the system, who have actually enjoyed the benefits or the dividends of the system. I think the restart mode should start from us. We are the people to initiate this restart mode first, before now, when the system is now recovering, before we now start initiating the new members to join the community. We are not going to stay outside and hide in one corner, hide under the carpet, and be bringing new members to start the system. That will not work, because we have already enjoyed the previous dividends and benefits in this community. So it will make more sense if the old guiders or the old participants and their uplines are the ones to restart or to start the whole process all over. And as we are now starting the whole process all over, recruiting new members, the ideology of MMM should be well inculcated in our members. And we also let them know and train them on the use of Bitcoin and how to use Bitcoin, so that it can also link us, not only having MMM Nigeria, rather it will link us to other global community. By so doing, we will not fall back to close mode or even restart mode anymore. We can also use media and to stay publicize and also emphasize on this issue. This will also help to create public awareness and also enlighten people more on what we are doing. Then evaluation of the reasons for the restart and provide solutions to prevent future collapse of the system. But one thing of note is that because we've already had this.
Today, we appreciate you all.
Muted.
With you. Thank you for working with us, and it's nice being here with you. And most heartwarming thanks to our mentor Nyama. Love you, ma'am. I wish you more days and more years successful. Amen. Thank you. The mentor, any mentor in the house, please, bash 113 is good.
All right. Thank you, Emeka. Well, you were really good. Thanks. Thanks a lot. You were great. Okay, I'm thinking, are we good to go with batch 113? Do we have the reps here? I mean, sorry, 111. Are we ready to go? Are there reps okay to go, or are we still waiting for more? Hi, is anyone there?
Yes. Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Do you have? Yes. Hi. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, ma'am. Okay. Are you the one for 111? And do you have other people to help you? Or are you the one to ready to
I
go?
know I do have. Yeah, I do have other people helping me. They're just having problems with their networks.
Okay, no problem. So are you okay to do it on your own?
Yeah, I'll start from task 1 so long.
Okay. Okay, lovely. Did you post your link onto the chat?
Yes, I posted 2 of them, 2 separate documents.
Okay. Okay, lovely. Okay, ma'am. Thanks. You are good to go. You can start.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me?
You can continue. Remember, try and keep it to the bare minimum. If there is nobody to hand over, so you can actually go with no issues or no pauses. Right? Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Tepan Khasi, and I'll be presenting page 111. Yeah, page 111. So I'm going to start with the task 1. You received all the information needed in order to become managers, leaders in the MMM global community. Now you have an important task. Enter in a new country and hello?
Yes, you can continue. You don't have to read the question. You can just tell us it's
Okay,
task
nice.
1, task 2, and you can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so starting from task 1, okay. First of all, we're going to have to study the country first that we're going to, and we'll be coming into Nigeria. So we're going to be targeting Lagos, Abuja, and Kano, since are the well-known cities in Nigeria. Since we know that Lagos has the population of over 20 million people, so it has a vast market for any opportunity coming into a country, so it shouldn't be a problem for us introducing MMM there. And then we're going to go with Abuja, since Abuja is well known for the highest per capita income in Nigeria, meaning Abuja residents have the highest purchasing power. And we're going to also target Kano, because the city offers more market for all types of products or businesses or whatever opportunity that comes into the city. So for task 1, we're going to spread our team into these popular cities and rural areas. Can you hear me?
Can you?
Hello?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yes, you can hear me.
Hear you.
Okay, no problem. All right. So we're going to spread our team into these cities that I've mentioned above, and then also we're going to try to target the rural areas as well. We're going to do presentations there. We're going to set up webinars on social media, and the expected registrations should be around 50 people per week. And these expected contributions from all participants, the new ones, should be 200,000 Naira, equivalent to $633 US, if our campaign is well publicized. We're also going to need a budget for the commercials and radio broadcasting, and we're going to have a little bit of a problem with the government, because the challenge is going to be the government, because hearing from the other participant that Triple M is not popular in Nigeria due to the government being against it. So I think we'll just have to keep the media out of it for now, and then just go with setting up the webinars on social media, and then doing presentations and sending out flyers. Then for task 2, the resources that we're going to need, we're going to need plus minus 60,000 Naira, equivalent to $190 US. That's the money needed for advertisement. We'll be doing the flyers, we'll be doing banners, we'll be advertising Triple M throughout Nigeria in those different cities, because our team will be spread out. So that's the plus minus what we'll need. And we'll need 30,000 Naira, equivalent to $95 US. The money for the place that we're going to hire to do our presentations, and we're going to need plus minus 50 new people to register so that we can get our system going. And then we're going to need an average of 100,000 Naira, equivalent to $316 US, is the expected money to be raised from the registrations of the new participants. Also, we'll encourage new participants to start recruiting people from their households, starting with family members first before we try to go outside, so we can get our system up and running quickly. So I'll say if we sign 10 participants in the first week at 30% interest, and then they're all PH, assuming that we have people already who are requesting help, within 7 days, they get the PO assigned and they pay. They're all PH, 100,000 US on average. The waiting period to get help will be 30 days. Then it means they will need around $1,300 US to be able to provide help for the first participant if they all decide to GH. So I will recruit a minimum of 13 people to make the $1,300 US. So the more I will recruit, the more the system will be alive. And then for task 3, well, okay, for task 3, what do we need? Taking into account the dynamics of growth. All right. For the next folks, you have 20 minutes. Okay. So for task 3, okay, when you're 100K guider, you need to spread the team, and you need to make sure that each city that you put your teams in, you have at least guiders in those cities. So we'll try to at least try to have more than 5 guiders, let me say, in our team. Then we can go to Nigeria, because the guiders are the ones who actually understand the ideology of Triple M, and it will be much easier for them to introduce new people to the system. And I think also the seminars and the road shows as well in areas that are disadvantaged and have no access to the information. And also, when you're a 100K guider, you should not neglect your team. In fact, you must now build your team and encourage your team members to be guiders. We'll try to provide training to our new members, and try to provide them with at least courses just to let them know what Triple M is all about, so they'll be confident, so that when they go out there and bring new people to the system, they actually know what they're doing and people can actually have trust in them. And also, since we have seen how other countries have operated under the restart, we should also teach our team to be ready for the media, especially the bad publicity that they're going to get from the government, and to also be able to stand firm and remember the ideology of Triple M when the media is trying to bring us down. Also, we need to create a mechanism to stop people from joining the system where they GH like lots of money. So there must be a limit for the people who want to GH per month, and how much they should expect it to PH before withdrawing the next month. Also, we should delegate the responsibility to our team members to ensure the growth of our team. And also, we should embark on extensive campaign for growth and expansion. And each location is expected to generate at least 50 participants in 2 weeks. So we'll be taking into account those cities that I mentioned before, that our teams that are there in those cities, we should be at least expecting around 50 participants in 2 weeks from each city for the next 4 weeks, which totals to 500 participants in all. And secondly, each location, each city that I mentioned above is expected to generate a minimum of 50,000 Naira per week, equivalent to 158 US dollars, which is a total of 200,000 Naira in 4 weeks, equivalent of 633 US dollars. And then for task 4, okay, the amount of participants for task 4, since it's the holidays and we have to go and try to get more participants as well. So during the holiday, we can try to do our road shows. Like I said before, that's where we can draw the crowd and bring more people in. Because on holidays, that's when actually a lot of people are actually at home and we can actually have a chance to actually present Triple M out there. We can host presentations in halls, in parks. Since it will be a holiday, and I think also malls are ideal places to target with our Triple M t-shirts on, hold presentations and hand out flyers to people, maybe even hand out free t-shirts and caps. And we can host a presentation and announce about Triple M, present what people can benefit out of Triple M, and view testimonials as reference. And I think also when you do testimonials as well, it's much better if a lot of people will be joining, because they'll be having that feeling of being at ease, because now they'll see that Triple M is actually working. So it will work for us. So also we should provide them with a lot of information about Triple M. We should also tell them about the post mode and the restart mode as well. And also, if our registration falls by 75%, then we only have 25% of registrations to work with. So in this case, we devise a means to reduce the amount of people that will GH and ask for assistance during the first 2 weeks of the month of the public holiday, while embarking of seminars in our 5 locations to get more participants in. So now we're going to move to task 5. Despite the fact that our plan worked out, so now what are we going to do? Okay, when the expected contributions by already existing participants fall short by 20%, and all participants neither make contribution or attract new customers, then it's time to get them involved in the Triple M Guided School program, which will engage them in various activities, geared towards revitalizing the activities and attracting new members into the Triple M community. So at this time, all efforts should be concentrated on and building up the existing participants and making them work towards bringing in new participants. So this will boost the volume of contributions and in a short time cover the 20% decrease earlier suffered. So working with 1,000 existing participants in each of the 5 locations around the country, the expected registrations by them during and after the Triple M Guided School should be at least 10 people per person, which means if we have 5,000 participants in all the 5 locations and each is able to register at least 10 persons each, then the total number of new participants should be 50,000 participants. So the expected contributions from each participant, if they all decide to make a minimum contribution of 5,000 Naira, equivalent to 15 US dollars, is 250 million Naira. This can be achievable with the persistent and constant hard work. So the expected expenditure or rental still stands and remains constant. And then for task 6, this month with the delays of payments, which has increased to 7 days, the referral activity almost reduced to 0. We will have to embark on the awareness of the campaign at both the 5 locations mentioned on earlier and the social media to enlighten all participants on why the post mode was implemented, so as not to cause unnecessary panic by the old participants. And also due to the post mode, most of the existing participants will not be motivated to bring in new members. Therefore, the number of registrations will be reduced as a result of this. So now, notwithstanding, there will still be expected registrations of at least minimum of 3 new participants by each of their 5,000 already existing members, which will be a total of 15,000 new participants, bringing in the total number of participants to 20,000 participants. So each expected contributions from each participant, if they all decide to make a minimum contribution of 2,000 Naira, should be around 40 million Naira, which is equivalent to $126,690 US. So that should be fine for us. And then for task 7, since our efforts have been insufficient and the restart took place, all the old marbles are removed, and we have to start from the beginning now. So now our plan of action, it's actually going to be a little bit difficult from the start, because in this situation the best plan of action would be to go back into presenting Triple M again, into halting all the Triple M activities, registrations, advertisements, and PH. So we'll have to actually start all over again and emphasizing the ideology of Triple M, explaining to people the restart and the post mode. And also we're going to have to try to work with our old participants, because those are the people who actually brought in the first people into the system, and try to why the restart took place and why we have the post mode, and encourage them to at least try to PH with a minimum of 1,000 rand in South African rand, so we can get our system back in line. Since the restart took place in South Africa, it was actually very difficult, as a lot of people did not understand the restart mode and they did not understand the post mode. So what happened is we tried to PH with a minimum of 100 rand just to keep the system going, but then also it was very slow, as a lot of people had a lot of money on the system. So if we try to make people to PH with whatever amount that they can be able to PH with, and then we try to take a percentage from that amount and pay people's old marbles with that amount, I think that will cover the cost as well, and will cover other people's old marbles. And also we must try to emphasize the fact of why the restart took place, and we must try to get our old participants back into the system, because they're the ones who are going to bring in new people into the system. And us as guiders, we should also try to PH with decent amounts, so that we can get the system up and going very fast. And we should try to avoid PHing with low money, as the system will be very slow and people will lose hope into the system. And also we must try to encourage people to PH with spare money, because the reason why we end up going into mode and post mode is people are no longer PHing with spare monies, but then they are PHing with loans borrowed from banks, they are PHing with their savings, they are PHing with their monies that they saved for important reasons, which is why we end up having a restart mode and the negative publicity because of the big amounts of money that people put on the system. So we should try by all means to let people know that we should try to PH with our spare monies, so that when we go on restart and post mode, it should not affect us that much. Yeah, I think that should be all for batch 111. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Unmuted.
Yes, I can hear you, Ma. I can hear you.
Thank you.
Yes, that should be all for batch 111. Thank you.
Thank you, batch 111. Well presented.
Thank you.
well presented, Sepang. I don't know if we have mentors, if we still have mentors in the building, fellow mentors. You wanna say something before we have like the final presentation for tonight, like the final words from the mentors?
Okay, this is Nyama. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mentor Nyama.
Okay, no, that was really brilliant. Job well done to the two batches and to the representatives for the two batches. I'm sure you've all learned quite a lot in the past 10 days of Guided School, and it has been a pleasure. And that you have acquired the skills that what you have learned from the Guided School, you will make use of. And yeah, from myself, I'd like to say thank you very much and good night, and the job well done to you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mentor Nyama. Okay, guys, before we close the session, I'm just going to take you a little bit back on the trip.
Don't go now.
Hello? I'm just going to take you a little bit back on how the community works, the mechanism, and everything. Okay. First and foremost, we always receive this kind of questions from participants. Now that we're going to all be guiders, we will need to equip ourselves with the knowledge and understanding of how the Triple M community works. So one of the most important one, well, like it always comes up now and then, like how does Triple M get to generate the Triple M community get to generate and award the participants 30%? It is important that we all understand that so that we can easily explain the concept to the would-be participants or anyone who willing to understand how the system works. So we're going to look on a practical point of view. Like I understand that 99% of us understand how the banks works. We put our money in the bank because we trust it's safe there. But where does the percentage from the banks come from? You know that like many percent of people like in SA, Nigeria alone has accounts with their banks. There's about 70 million people. Among those people, some are poor, the middle class, and the businessmen, as well as companies. Among the set of people are those who deposit their money in the bank at different intervals, at different amount, at the different times. Now and then they withdraw at different times. That means if you deposit like 200 or 500, another person would deposit maybe 1 million, another maybe 200. Whenever you are withdrawing your money, someone else is depositing a huge amount to supplement the same money that you have withdrawn. And this is a cycle. It continues on and on because of the population of people using the bank at different set of times. There's 100% chances that you must get your money withdrawn whenever you need it. Anytime you go to the bank to withdraw money, that's the same principle the Triple M community also uses. It's called crowd funding. It's called crowdfunding. The power of crowdfunding, banks and all any other financial institutions, including pension schemes, use the same principle. That is why the owner of these banks are very rich. Now, where does all these banks get all the money and the loan out? Obviously, they all get the money from the money that we deposit in the bank, from the money you and I deposit in the bank. Look at the illustration whereby you have 1 million or 10 million naira. You went to the bank and put in a fixed deposit account with the interest of 12% per year. You are satisfied, you are happy as you leave the bank. The businessman comes and requests to use your 1 million or 10 million for their business, and the same bank charges them 35%. And the businessman accept the loan and went to do their business with your money and make a profit. The same person pays the bank 1 million plus the 30% at the end of the year, and when you come to collect your money, it will have 12%. Now, who is the king here? Obviously, the bank will continue living at the expense of our hard-earned cash. Now, the bank collects our money and loan it out to the businessman and make loads of money to pay the staff and get richer. What happens to the depositor? We all get nothing, not even 1% of our deposits. In some cases, our initial account balance reduced as a result of SMS charges and etc. Now, Triple M community says no because of this unfair financial system. I don't see. Oh, Mr. Mavro, would you kindly mute your microphone? Would you kindly mute your microphone? Thank you. The principle of crowdfunding enabled the bank to even give us more interest on our money monthly, but because of the unfair financial system in place, the banks will never do it. Mr. Mavro realized that if we can come together like those population with bank account, for example, the one that I gave earlier, we can copy the same principle the banks uses as well as the financial institution and use it to flourish. We can achieve a lot financially as a community. All it takes is just the redistribution of cash flows and hence the ideology of Triple M. The system provides the redistribution, and with a great community with same goal and mindset, it can be achieved. Because people deposit at different times, banks lives on. Because people PH in the Triple M community at different times, Triple M lives on. Because people withdraw in bank different times, the banks survive. Because people GH in Triple M at different times, the Triple M community survives. Because of the influx of PH and GH regular, PH and GH, there will always be 30% to pay everyone. Because of the regular deposit and withdrawal at different times and different amount, there must always be money to withdraw in banks. What if everyone match to bank like and withdraw their money same time, same day? What do you think will happen to those banks? The banks will collapse. Same thing with the Triple M community. If everyone GH at the same time, Triple M won't stand for long. So it is our responsibility to keep this community strong through our regular PH and GH. The same principle hold banks. Okay, I'm just gonna go a little bit back on the task that we were doing, the SWOT analysis and etc. The SWOT analysis is the strength, the weakness, the opportunities, and the threats that are in the community, the Triple M community. So what happens now and then, you are advised as future guiders, as prospective guiders, you are given a task so that you can brainstorm, you can think of the situation, like what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, the opportunities, as well as the threats of our community. Once you take all those, once you compile all those points, once you do that analysis, when you hand it out, we take it and it is submitted, it is forwarded it is given to the CRO, that's the technical team for the Triple M community, and those strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats, they are meant to help sustain our system, strengthen our system, pick up the strengths, the opportunities, as well as emphasize and strengthen them to make sure that our community defends or stands against any type of threat. The strength, they are made sure that we continue holding them in place so that we continue being stronger now and then. So it is of much importance that, like, we already did our task for now, but just a reminder, you think in your head, what is the whole idea for? It is for the strengthening of our community as a whole. Okay, I'm also going to just take a little break on the most familiar questions that are always asked now and then. Some know, some still have a long way to go, some still don't have an idea of how it works, but just for record's sake, I'm going to try and make sure that all of us have an idea, of what is really the Triple M community, how it runs, and etc. So I have like some few questions, not all of them, just a few. I think I will also open a platform for questions on understanding the community, so that by the time we get to have our status upgraded, we will all be on the same page. So who is the founder of Triple M? Oh, we all know that it's Mr. Mavrodi, a Russian mathematician and a computer programmer. When was the Triple M community founded and where? Triple M was founded in 1989 as a registered cooperative society in Russia, but Triple M in its current form was formed in 2001. Why was Triple M formed? What is the ideology? Triple M was founded in an answer to the unjust and callous financial order in the world, putting the financial destiny of participants in their own hands as they reach for the financial freedom. Have people ever lost money in the history of Triple M? Yes, in 1994, the Russian government was threatened by the popularity of success of Triple M, and they clamped down it, seizing over 4 billion rubles of people's money. This is why there is no central anymore today, and participants pay directly to each other, making sure that there is no way someone can just come and seize all the money, or somewhere somebody just disappears with all the money. So by doing a mutual donation, all our money is safe, and the continued existence of the community all depends on our behaviors, on our activities as the community. Can the government close down Triple M or shut down the website? No. Triple M has no offline offices anyone can close, no central accounts anyone can freeze, and the site servers are not hosted anywhere here in Africa, so they cannot be shut down. What is the strength of the Triple M community? As long as the participants continue to provide help and get help, Triple M can last forever. So the strength of Triple M is the numbers. The more participants we have in the community, the more the Triple M community stabilizes. Sorry. What is the weakness of Triple M? Well, banks and other financial institutions do not like Triple M, and they have been known to use the media to create reports about us. So what do we do in such cases? If we participants panic and stop providing help, they got us. But if we refuse to panic, they will lose. So in all measures, we have to make sure that once we are guiders, once we are leaders, we have to make sure that all the participants, all our downliners, all our structures understand how the community works, so as to avoid panic panic is the worst enemy of Triple M community. Okay, I'm going to one of the most critical ones is what happens in the event of panic and people do not provide help but want to get help. We have had such situation in South Africa, Philippines, India, China. They have been to that stage where everyone wants to get help. At the end of the day, the balance of getting help overpowers the balance of providing help. In those kind of situations, the system is designed in a way that we will be forced to go to a pause mode. We will be forced to go into a pause mode. Odd Mavros will be paused and their growth stops. No one can get help within that period, but to provide help, the request will be welcome. After a few months, when the system balances, the pause is lifted and Mavros again continue growing. People can get to help and nobody loses any money. Then in the case that the pause mode fails to implement the expected results, the system will be forced to go on a restart. The system will be forced to go on a restart. So what is a restart and how does it work? Well, the restart is the situation whereby all the Mavros will be frozen just like the pause mode. But here in South Africa, we had a restart whereby we can still see our Mavros in the system, but in some other countries the Mavros were all wiped away, were all wiped off. Nothing was left. People had to restart from zero. And recently in East Africa, that's Zimbabwe right now, there is been sort of like a pause mode where all the Mavros have been paused, as in no one can withdraw them, but they are still there. There is a new implementation where instead of all the Mavros being frozen, there is a situation where the 80% of all the Mavros per individual in each and every people, they are written off. So in a case that the downliners still persist on getting help in a situation whereby the system needs more PH than GH, you will get 20%. You will get 20% instead of 100% of all your Mavros. So this is another way. It's just a way of encouraging, motivating the downliners to relax and let the system sustain itself. Then the GH will continue as usual. So where does the 30% and other bonuses come from? Everything a participant receives comes from the donations of participants, as I've already elaborated that in my earlier point. Is Triple M illegal? There is no law against giving in Triple M. We voluntarily use our already taxed money to provide help to one another. There is nothing illegal about that. How does MMM make money? MM does not make any money. It's not a company. We always say that now and then. It doesn't trade or do any business. The founders and leaders of the Triple M community are also participants in the community. So together we are one big family. Triple M is now in about 118 countries with over 130 million participants globally. So now and then, these were some of the questions raised now and then in the community, even on our Facebook page and groups. People be asking how does it work and how to go about it. So those are some of the answers you need to equip yourselves with. You need to understand them. All the documents that you've been using in the school, you need to revisit them now and then. As a guider, you should be in a position to answer any type of question that might come up from your downliners or anyone who wants to join the community. In the event that you don't understand or you need some answers, you can kindly ask your guiders, and even the Skype batch groups. They will always be open. They will always be open. You are encouraged to stay in them. Don't leave. You encouraged to stay in them. Share the testimonies. Motivate each other as guiders, and help each other escalate to be the better of themselves in the community. I'm not sure if I left out some stuff, some of the most important stuff that you need to know as guiders to be. Please note that the status change will be from 7 to 21 days. 7 to 21 days. But in the case that the CRO or support team fails to change them in that time frame, we will let you know. The last batch groups that we have were it's been like 2 months now before the status upgrade, but it is only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time where they will be upgraded. We will upgrade. In the meantime, we're just going to moderate all your tasks as fast as we can so that you can have another chances to resubmit or to correct them. Then from there, we'll send them to CRO for status upgrade. Not sure if my fellow mentors, admin, and moderators want to add something concerning what I've just said, so that you guys can be equipped with everything, with all the knowledge that you need to be the competent or the best guiders you can be. Fellow mentors, I'm going to start with Mentor Tombikona, my fellow. Yeah, you can kindly go ahead.
Could I?
Yes, Mentor. Fellow mentors, any mentor, any of the mentors, you want to add something?
Hi, good time.
Yes, Rishana.
Okay, yeah. No, I just wanted to say, I think you covered everything in terms of what they need to utilize the knowledge being a guider. I just want to thank you, Kutsaya, for being our pilot on these training meetings. It was really, really amazing to have you there. I know we all were experiencing network issues, and guys, just thank you for bearing with us having our days, our bad days, or when we were experiencing problems. I just want to thank all the batches. You all have done a great job. Nyama and Rhoda, you know, you guys are so amazing to work with on the batch. That are so hands-on, always ready to assist and alleviate some of the pressure from one man. So I just want to thank you all so much. God bless you all, guys. Good luck, and I know that you're going to be excellent guiders going forward. Just put your best foot forward and just know, reach out and do the best that you can. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Kutsaya.
Okay, thank you, Rishana, for your wise words. We really appreciate it. It is such an honor to work with you guys. I'm going to ask Minta Nyama. I think she's back online. Minta Nyama, would you kindly unmute your microphone?
Yes. Hi, Kutsai Nyama here. Just one other thing. Thank you, Reshana, for your kind words and wise words. Much appreciated. I've also enjoyed working with you guys. You're awesome. Just one other thing, Kutsai. Are we going to have what you call it this again? A last submission date? I don't know if I missed that one.
Okay.
For last submission.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
Or final submission, rather.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Mentor Nyama. What we're going to do, guys, is all the tasks that has been marked wrong. All the tasks that has been marked wrong, you need to correct them using the comment on the far right hand side, the comment of the moderator's comment. You correct your task. Once you correct, just let the mentors know. Just let the mentors know that you have corrected your task. But then we will always go after each and every task after we complete marking the rest of all the submissions. Once we're done marking all the submissions, we will go and recheck if for any resubmission, so that everyone who has passed can be on the safe side. So we will let you know when we're going to close the submission, so that everyone else can make sure that their house in order. We don't have the exact date when we're going to close them for final submission, but as soon as we're done moderating for everyone, we will let you know, so that you can resubmit. And once we're done that, we will close. We will let you know in the Skype groups. Kindly take note, kindly keep track of the Skype chat, kindly keep track of the Skype chat. That's the only place where we have communications. That's the only place where we have communication. We don't have the exact date when we're going to close for final marking, but we will let you know. We will definitely let you know. In the meantime, just make sure that your house is in order. You have corrected all the tasks that have been marked wrong, and take heed of the moderator's comments on the far right hand side. I think I have answered your question, Nyama. You can kindly clarify if you want me to help to clarify something else. Fellow mentors, Mentor Rhoda, you want to add something? Okay, guys, we're going to go through all your tasks. We're going to go through all your tasks. We're going to moderate. We're going to give everyone a fair chance. All of you, don't worry. We're going to moderate, and we will definitely keep you posted. We will definitely keep you posted on the progress. Most importantly, the day we're going to close the submission. Not sure if we all in the same book. Mentor Rhoda, do you want to say something? Mentor Rhoda? Okay, guys, it seems that all the mentors have said everything that's needed to be said. They have said everything that needs to be said. Please note that for those that have their task marked green, for those that have their tasks marked green, you are ready to go. You are ready to go. We will just post your emails to the CRO so that your account can be upgraded. Your account can be upgraded. kindly expect from 2 weeks to 21 days for your status upgrade. Kindly bear with us, but anytime soon you will all be safe. Okay guys, thank you all for attending the business games. Thank you for all for reaching this far, for all your trust, your commitment, your sacrifice, and everything that you put through. It was really an honor to work with you. Now and then we learn different things from different batch groups, from different people, and grow a little bit better as to the best of our ability. So I just want to congratulate all of you, and hope you're going to be the best guiders. You're going to be the best guiders and managers out there. From me, Kudzai Olokane, triple one batch admin and moderator, and my fellow mentors, Tombikona, Mentanyama, Rhoda, and Reshana. We just want to thank you all for reaching this far. Farewell and bye-bye for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Celebrate you. God bless you.
Make sure you finish this tax and submit to
Shana, thank you. God bless you.
Love you. God bless.
I believe
We love you.
God bless you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, guys.